Girl Side Quest.
All right, well, welcome back to episode 4 of Black Girl Side Quest. Today's side quest is all about spooky, scary ghost stories. We're a few months away from Halloween. You know, a lot of stores are starting to put out their Halloween stuff. I'm looking forward to it. You guys have any plans for Halloween this year?
I believe I'll be working, always working.
Yeah, it is on a Friday this year, so I might can do something. I'll be in a new city though, so I won't have any friends, so I'll probably be in the house.
I too will be working, and maybe the only thing is I might dress up for work.
Maybe I'm gonna be like on K-pop Demon Hunters when I get home. Couch.
Oh yeah, when you get home, you know, get some wine.
Yes.
And just relax. Turn off all the porch lights. No trick-or-treaters here.
No.
I mean, like by the time I get home, there's no trick-or-treaters, but like I'll probably get on the couch, get my midnight snack, turn on something that's Halloween. You know, Halloween Town is always a good classic to turn on. And, you know, just watch that. Or Twitches. I love Twitches. So.
I do like Twitches. What was the other one? Oh my god, Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
That's a good one. Have you seen the
1 and 2 now?
I have not seen the new one.
No, I feel like it's very close to being as good, if not better, than the first one.
Really? You thought it was better?
I almost.
I like Binks, so second one was good, but I think the first one was definitely better. I think they took too long to make the second one.
I agree.
It was a great homage, but like, yeah.
I love real scary movies. And before I wasn't really into spooky, scary stuff, but The Haunting on Hill House, or Haunting of Hill House, that got me into scary. The cinematography, the storyline, the scene, the car scene, when the two sisters are fighting.
I don't remember. Like, it's been so long. I watched it when it came out, binged the crap out of it. The only thing that's in my head all the time is, two things in my head all the time. When the ball hat guy looks under the bed, and the broken neck lady during the staircase when the girl has the epiphany. I'm not gonna do any spoilers, but like when she has the epiphany, who that is, that part gets stuck in my head a lot too. So,
no, I have the car scene, and those who've seen it for the most part know what I'm talking about. That scene when the two sisters are arguing and it happens, I screamed. And then I was watching with my sister and my dad. I screamed, and then I continued to scream. It was like a ah! And then in my head, I knew I'm still screaming. My body is still screaming. And to the point where my sister had to turn around and be like, Kay, like, calm down. And it snapped me, and I literally got up from my seat and I started to clap. Because that was the first time a film got me to scream like that. Like I said, you got me. I respect that. You know how you did that? 10 out of 10. And I will always reference Haunting on Hill House to this day, because nothing has made me scream like that since.
have you seen the following TV shows? I haven't seen any of them, but I've heard a lot about, I think it's called like Midnight Mass or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the cartoon?
No, these are like spinoffs from Hill House. So you had The Haunting of Bly Manor, and then I think the other one's called The Midnight Mass or something. It's something Mass.
Yep. I've seen Bly Manor, and it was good, but not as scary.
Yep.
But I haven't seen the other one.
Oh, I loved The Haunting of Hill House. I watched it maybe 3 times.
Three, you know,
just 3.
casually just binging it.
Yeah, I mean, I like scary stuff, and that was one of the good ones. That was a really good show to me. You guys know, I Know What You Did Last Summer?
The new one?
The old one.
The old one, okay.
So the fact that they made another one this year,
Didn't it
I haven't seen it.
It had like sequels, right? Because they have another one like called like
I feel like they did.
yeah. I haven't seen any of them.
Mm.
I like scary, but I like scary when I'm like ready to be scared. Because otherwise, I'm gonna have to go home, watch some SpongeBob.
Oh yeah.
Hope it's not the hash slinging slasher episode because like no.
No, definitely. I know around this time, I love the Insidious movies. I
Mm.
love the Ed and Lorraine stuff. I eat that up. I know some people are like, "Oh, it's real." Other people are like, "It's not real," and it doesn't matter. Storytelling, 10 out of 10. And isn't I don't know if you guys heard Annabelle. The
Hmm.
real Annabelle is on tour. I don't know why. Don't know why she's doing a national tour, especially when based off of the movies, they were like, "Hey, yeah, she needs to stay here in this box and not come out because she's haunted." And apparently one of the guys who like took her on tour is dead. Y'all hear about that?
I've also heard that the actual Annabelle doll is still at the museum, and that the one that's touring is like a duplicate, kind of, that they're touring
Hmm.
around with just to tell Annabelle's story. But I have no interest in ever attending, like going to that museum or going
No.
to any of these stops. So I could never tell you what is true on the internet.
Mm.
But like according to Reddit people, they're like touring a fake Annabelle. Like she's not the actual Annabelle. She's just a representative of that one because they can't move Annabelle. But I wouldn't put it past people these days to just move a haunted doll around the
I
United States.
I hope that's true. I hope it's a fake and it's not the real one. But even then, I feel like you said, it wouldn't it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, well, let's let's show her around. And even if it was a representative, I feel like the fact that y'all are or those who put her out there are calling her Annabelle, it's like a part of her is in there.
Mm.
Because based off of the tour, they're talking about, there's been fires and there's been people having strokes and people dying and people not feeling well when after she's been around. And at one point, I could have sworn they said she went missing.
Yeah, they did. I think they debunked that rumor.
Okay,
I think the people who had her on tour debunked it, but I'm not 100% sure. I had to look that up.
right, right. I'm not sure what's real, what's not. Either way, it's scary. I would not mess with Annabelle. People have stated that they've gotten sick or they have felt bad or almost died around her. I think it's probably best to just like leave her alone.
Yeah.
Leave
Leave her
all the
alone.
entities alone. I mean, someone, not calling it his name, would like to go and stay at a haunted house or in a cabin in the woods in the Appalachia.
Yes, cabin in the woods in the Appalachia. I want to hear the noises. I want that. Now, Kay said that she was down to do the haunted house staying at thing. I'm not so sure about that one. The Appalachia though.
A haunted house versus going into the woods are two different things because I can leave the house.
Yeah, but I can debunk things in the wood. I can be like, you know what? It may not be a ghost. It can be a bear. It's fine.
Debunk things in the woods. I just leave the house. We just go outside in the woods. And then we hear something. Now we're running. We're running. We're trying to get out the woods. Everything looks the same. I trip over a branch. I fall. I roll down.
You
I'm
guarantee that I will
disoriented.
know where that vehicle is at all times.
Sure, sure. We think we'll know where the vehicle is. But here's the thing. My sister went to App State. She's been in the woods.
The
She and
vehicle's
her
gonna be
friend.
right next to me. It's right there, touching
The
it.
vehicle?
Yeah.
The vehicle. Oh, so you drive up in your car, you get out, and you're like, we're here. And then you get
Hmm.
back into the car.
You know, it
Because
probably
if that,
sleep in the trunk. Just put the seats down.
No,
because if it's
no,
like
because then you
that,
start to You try to start the car and it doesn't start. Or you run to the car because you like we're staying in the cabin. You're like, oh no, we gotta leave. All the tires are slashed.
Oh, oh my gosh. Missing your keys, you're trying to put in the ignition.
Yep.
Just like one. It's
Here's
like,
the thing: the car is gonna work. The wheels will rotate with slashed
Mm.
tires. Will it destroy the rims? Yes. But can I buy new rims? Yes. Can I buy a new life? No.
but you're willing to risk it by going out into the woods
I
where
mean,
they have all those scary little spooky
that's what
um
insurance is for, though. Just
insurance. I don't think insurance will cover any psychological or like physical damages that you get from like a skinwalker. I don't think
they will cover health insurance. Like, will cover that physical damage. As long as you're not dead. Are you breathing?
barely.
I mean, that's some kind of life. You know what? We'll just call the police. But also, just, what's great? Just not
Police.
going in these places.
The people who live up there, if you call them saying we're in the woods, they're not coming to get you because the actual natives and people who live there know not to go into the woods. They're going to be like, oh, you're hearing stuff in there? Sorry.
I don't need you to come in the woods. Just like hover a helicopter and be like, "We're here, bro. Just drop the ladder." Tick, 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 tick.
Helicopter? I don't think they have the funds or they're willing to.
Not for some black girls.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, they're going to be like, she sounds a little black over the phone. They're not going to send out a helicopter to come and get us.
Send a helicopter. Send
I don't
everybody.
think so.
Send whatever it is.
I don't think they
Are
will.
skinwalkers the ones that look like they imitate what a person looks like? Or
yeah, they're like,
are they the tall, lanky ones that you can actually see what they look like and you're just terrified of them?
yeah, I hear allegedly we're not supposed to be talking about them, but they're like super white, pale skin, long, lanky. They're like, they'll mimic, but they're not like mimics. They're like slightly, or maybe they are, they're like slightly different than mimics.
They're different from mimics.
Wait, you can't talk about them?
You're not supposed to even say the word, actually.
Yeah, I already messed up.
Oh.
I'm gonna be visited. I'm gonna be visited.
Everyone listening to this podcast is going to be visited. I'm just kidding.
Sorry, guys.
What? Why would you say it then?
For the spooky aspect. People know what they clicked on.
Now we're gonna have to find how to sage my house.
And the thing is, when I first learned about them, I actually experienced a really terrifying thing. So this was back when it was during the pandemic and I was living with my ex and he was asleep and he was terrible, of course. So I'm in my office and it's late. It has to be 1 or 2. And I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see this guy who's Native American and he was talking about them for the first time. And he was just make sure your windows are closed, or your blinds are closed, and if you hear anything, no, you didn't, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm interested. I'm going down a rabbit hole. And I'm in my office at night and I was doing some work and the blinds weren't fully closed. They were up by maybe a foot because my cats like to be in the window and look outside. And also, I was in an apartment complex. People will drive by. I'm on the 3rd floor. I'm not in the woods. And my cats were looking outside. So anyone who is driving by, they're going to see a cute little silhouette of a cat. I'm blessing them. And so I was starting to get a little nervous because they're once you hear this, you want to make sure all your blinds are closed. And I'm just oh, it is what it is. These are the only windows that are open. Again, I'm on the 3rd floor in an apartment complex. I started getting this really odd feeling. I'm thinking I'm psyching myself out. I've been watching these videos about this mythical creature. I'm starting to feel a little heavy, a little weirded out. I'm you know what? Let me just get out of this room. I'm psyching myself out. I get out of the room. I do not close the blinds because I'm the type who will fight with the blinds. And I'm I'm not going to sit here and fight trying to close these blinds. I'm just going to leave the room. Turn off the lights. I go into my living room. Pressure still feels a little off. I feel really off, and I have not felt this way before. Instead of sitting on my couch, I'm sitting on the floor next to my couch. For whatever reason, my body is just I need to make myself small or make myself feel hidden. I'm still going through these videos. something doesn't feel right. I'm like, I am psyching myself out. I have a powerful imagination. Let me just go to bed. I decide to go to bed and I close the door, and my ex was already like knocked out. He's snoring. And one of the things they say about, these creatures, these SWs, is that when they'll mimic, right? They'll mimic and stuff like that. And I heard after I'm in the bed, I'm trying to sleep, I hear what sounds like my dog Domino barking outside of my door. Mind you, a few months or maybe even a few weeks prior, Domino had passed away. And so I'm thinking, I am psyching myself out because I miss my dog. But it sounds like he's outside of my bedroom door. Okay, I'm again, just powerful imagining. Though I feel super heavy, like something scary. There's this spiritual pressure that I'm feeling that makes me like, I slowly, like, because on my side of the bed, I'm by the door and my ex is like by the bathroom door. So like I slowly turn from looking at the bedroom door to like look at him, and I'm like scooting closer to him because I feel like there's something looming over me. And then all of a sudden, this man who I'm sleeping next to, who is in a dead sleep, he starts mumbling, starts talking in his sleep. And you're just like, okay, all of a sudden he's just like, I'll kill you. I'm like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. He's thrashing around, screaming, I'll kill you. I get up, I slap him across the face because what? And then he's just like, he wakes up and he's just like, why did you hit me? And I'm just like, I'm shaking him like, why did you say you'll kill me? Why did you say that? And he's just like, you heard that?
Huh?
And at that moment, I just become exhausted. I pass out. Like this heavy thing, it was too much. I'm just like, I pass out. Wake up in the morning. We both feel bad. He's sitting on the edge of the bed. And I'm just like, I wake up and I said, do you remember what happened last night? He said, I was being attacked in my dreams. And I was just like, what? He's just like, something came into this room and started choking me. And the thing saying, I'll kill you, was the entity talking to him. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's funny that you said that, because before that, this is what I was going through. And he said, yeah, so let's not look at that stuff anymore. But I thought it was really, at that time I was just like, absolutely not, I'm not doing that. But this was years ago, and I thought that was really interesting looking back, that whatever, I don't know what it was, but it something was feeding off of my energy or my fear. I think it followed me, and then it saw a more terrible person and then said, I'm going to go after him. And I think about that a lot. He wasn't after me. I don't think so. I think he was after, or whatever it was after him. So although that's scary, I'm just like, what an interesting experience. Like I look back and I'm just like, wow, because till this day, we don't know what that was. I'm hearing my dead dog. He's talking in his sleep, talking about kill me. It's connected to a real dream he's fighting, and apparently in his dream it was some demon trying to get him. And I mean, I'm feeling it. I've never felt that before. That energy of like something stronger than you that you can't see looming over you. It's like you can't move. And I was just like, I kept my eyes open and I was just like breathing and I was praying and I was like trying my best, like don't turn around, because when it was happening, I'm like, it's behind me. And if I turn around, it's either going to attack me or I don't know what it is. But that's my ghost story.
I believe it was in college when you brought that art history book to me and you were like, there's something called like a demon sitting on your chest.
Mm.
And I was like, I had this dream where you ever had those ones where you wake up multiple times?
Yes.
So I kept waking up multiple times. And then like my uncle was like a demon at some point in this dream, and it was very scary. But every time I woke up, the room looked the exact same, like the lighting, everything about it. And At one point, I woke up and I couldn't move, and it felt like paralysis kind of thing. And when I tried to, so I sleep on my stomach because I'm a stomach sleeper. But I looked behind me, and there's this demonic, like gargoyle-looking creature sitting on my back. And I start screaming, but nobody can hear me. I was like screaming my brother's name, and like just could not get anybody's attention. And then eventually I just woke up, but I couldn't tell if I was actually awake in the real world or if like it was fake or not. So like called my brother and he like freaked out and came in. He's like, "Hey, like why are you yelling?" And I was like, "Oh, good. It's the real world." Like I know I mentioned it to you in college and you're like, "Is this what it looks like?" And I'm like, yes, that is the thing. And you're like, it's amazing how people all over the world see the exact same thing. And nobody can tell you what it is. But
Yeah, I remember there's some like old artwork of women in particular, young virgin women who they have this sleep paralysis demon kind of like they seek out these beautiful unmarried women and they just like sit on them to get their energy or whatever. I don't know. I've had sleep paralysis too. I didn't see anything, but also in that apartment, I was sleeping on my back. I like wake up and I could not move. I could not like say anything. My eyes were like barely open, and it did feel like something was sitting on me, but I was just like, man, whatever. And I went back to sleep. I was just like, God dang it. And then I just went back to sleep. And then I woke up and it was gone. Yeah, that was actually really scary. I do remember that and showing you that image and being like, uh-oh.
there's a demon that's sitting on my back instead of my chest because apparently, since I sleep on my stomach, my back is good enough. But
Don't know what it is. It's happened to me a couple of times. One time I almost died because I actually was sleeping face down and then I could not move. And then my terrible ex comes in and he wants to lay down with me. He then puts his arm around me while I'm laying face down and like tries to cuddle on top of me. I now can no longer breathe. So I'm like fighting. I'm trying to like what seems like me thrashing around is really me just like and finally I'm like I have to try to scream and I'm like but in like real life it's just like and then finally I'm able to like, when they say when you're in sleep paralysis they're like try to start with moving like your fingers or like your toes, wiggling your toes or anything. Finally I was able to wake up and I'm like he's like what's wrong with you? I'm like I was dying actually. I could not move. I'm face down into my pillow, like gasping for air, and then you want to cuddle on me with your weight on me, thinking you're being I am dying. But I don't know what that was. But I haven't had that since. I haven't had sleep paralysis since. Last time I had sleep paralysis was when I was with my terrible ex, and that was it. So energy, you have to be careful with who's around you because they could be harboring terrible energy that then gets attached to you.
I'm gonna debunk it, 'cause I think sleep paralysis is actually caused by like stress or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised because I was stressed out. I was stressed out. It was during COVID and it was just stressful.
Maybe.
Have we had any ghost encounters?
Well, you guys had that ghost in your college apartment.
What was it, Sam?
I don't remember. I think it was Sam. Sam was harmless.
Yeah, Sam was harmless.
He just closed doors.
Yeah, just, every so often you hear a little creak, a little tap.
He's just protecting us.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm not really afraid of ghosts, especially if they're harmless. Like, now that I'm at a certain age, if I am looking for a house, if I'm house hunting and it's a good price, I now understand those people in scary movies where they're like, oh, we got this house for a steal, and it's like super haunted. I get it now. In this economy, I'm willing to work with y'all. As long as you're not putting your hands on me, I am willing to work with y'all. You want to stay here in this old house? Okay. Just don't touch me.
Nope. They need to leave.
They need to. I mean, you can have like a priest come and try to like clear the air, if they're like really stubborn and it's like some kid or like some woman who's like, I lived here my whole life and I'm like elderly. Hey, yeah, Mrs. Johnson, if you want to be here because you gardened and you planted a tree here that is in memory of your late husband and you don't want to move on yet, hey, as long as you don't open cabinet doors and start throwing stuff, that's fine. Just don't be lurking behind me.
Don't be sitting on top of armoires.
Yeah,
No playing the clapping game. I hate that game.
the clapping game.
Have you seen The Conjuring?
Yeah, I
The
don't.
girls, they like clap and they have to find each other with the blindfold.
Oh,
And the witch is on top of the armoire when the girls wake up in the middle of the night.
oh, absolutely not. I forgot all about that. Oh, absolutely not. Ew.
Terrifying.
Would you guys do a Ouija board?
Absolutely not.
That's just playing with portals. It's like they
No.
say with mirrors, like, don't face them towards each other. Never am I ever walking anywhere else where mirrors face each other. Those little mirror halls at like the carnival. Nope, not going in there. Those are all just portals.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not gonna mess with that. Like, I've seen too many people who mess with Ouija boards and they're like, they regret it and it follows them forever. And then they don't know how to like finish the game. You have to like close it.
Close it.
They don't close it. And now this thing has been following you for 15 years. And you have to get a new Ouija board and try to close it, but it's too late. They take all your energy now.
To the spiritual entity that you're trying to talk to. Like,
Right.
it could be a demon you're talking to pretending to be that thing.
Right. And then another thing, if I want to talk to someone who's like dead, just talk. I don't need a Ouija board to try to talk to my dead grandma. I'll know if that's my grandma talking to me. Trust me.
I may get slapped upside the head.
She's gonna mention something about my weight, and that's when I'll know.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, older Southern grandmas.
Being raised like in the South with like traditional Baptist church parents, I wasn't allowed to trick or treat. My parents would legit just like go to the store, buy candy, and bring it back to my house. And they'd like sit in the dark. Here's these king size candy bars, and I'm like, word, okay, I'm gonna watch the latest Halloween Disney movie. One year I decided to watch Jeepers Creepers. That was not like the best idea as like a little tiny 9-year-old. Like just. How were your families? Could you guys go trick-or-treating? I know, like, in Texas, we did something called Hallelujah Night at, like, the church, and they would do, like, the opposite of Halloween, and you would praise God and, like, do, like, candy around and, like, bobbing for apples, and, like, it was just, like, a thing against, like, you know, Halloween, satanity, anything like that.
At your church, did they like do a haunted house in a sense where they showed people what it would be like if they went to hell?
I don't remember that, but I wouldn't be surprised. What's the thing?
Because my parents are divorced, and like with my mom, we were able to go trick or treating. That wasn't a problem. But my dad, he worked he was like a singer for the choir at church. And so when I would visit him, like we would be at church all day, like because he's in every choir. So like from the earliest to like the last session. And I didn't visit him during the fall, but my stepbrothers at the time had said that there was one time with the church where they kind of did that, where they did like a haunted house, but it was to show that, you know, what happens to sinners, you know, or like, oh, what do you do if you do not kill, and this is what happens to you. Do not like commit suicide, and this is what happens to you. And then like at the end, there was just like, they somehow did this production of like what hell would look like. So there's all this screaming and red and fire everywhere, and it like apparently traumatized the kids. And I was just like, oh, thank God I didn't have to experience that because what?
I think they were trying to traumatize us.
Oh,
They were just kind of like trying to like do prayers for the people out there who are dressed as demons and like different things. And funny enough, now I like to cosplay, so I'm always dressing up. Halloween
that's
year round here.
that's really the main thing why I like Halloween is the dress up
Oh yeah.
and the candy. Like everyone else is just like, this is a time for witches. Listen, I'm dressed up like Piglet, from Winnie the Pooh. I'm a child. You think I care about demonic stuff at the age of like 6 years old? I'm just want some candy. Like I just want to be a little cute little character, and they're just like, demons, all of you. And I'm just like, okay. What about you, Nay?
Yeah, so I was raised by my grandma, and she's like a super Christian. She was like very involved in the church. So I was not allowed to go trick-or-treating. I've never been trick-or-treating. Wasn't allowed to even go to like costume parties, like if my friends were holding them on Halloween. I couldn't watch any of the Halloween episodes of my favorite shows, like not the Halloween episodes, not Halloween movies, any of that. I got no. Oh, but one year my church did do like I don't remember us having any activities or whatever, but we did get together at my church on Halloween, and we had been assigned to write like an essay on why Halloween was bad, and I won the essay contest.
Oh, not them making
The
you do
worst
homework.
Halloween.
Right?
Homework? Really? Write a whole essay? No. At least do like the trunk or treat stuff they do now, where
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
safety. I don't know if you guys had to do it, but like when I was a kid, I had to like go to the fire department or the police department. They would like check it for like razor blades and stuff like that.
No, I know everyone was talking about like, oh, make sure you check your candy.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was like a little bit older and still doing trick or treating, that's when we were like in Illinois. We would have like this huge bonfire that the fire department would kind of like put on into our neighborhood, and they'd have candy and like other little treats, and we'd kind of just be in costume around this bonfire, just like, man, it's cool.
My brain went left there. He was like, "Oh, we had a bonfire, and they made us throw the candy in the bonfire."
Oh, Lord. Could you imagine? And there's a whole bunch of people just chanting around the fire, like, candy.
What does burning the
candy.
candy do? It makes more candy appear.
It makes more candy. And then we summon Candyman. And he
And he brings more candy.
brings more candy to the children at night. He breaks into their houses, and he leaves candy in their bags while they're sleeping.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. And I think the scariest entity that anybody came up with is Krampus. Like,
Okay.
Mm. Oh,
he's
the naughty children.
truly terrifying.
The movie wasn't scary, but
No, but like
the
the thought of him, like
Mhm.
the movie was fine. I liked the movie.
It's really just to make it so that kids can just not be bad.
But
When
it doesn't
Cole
work.
isn't enough, they just send Krampus, I guess. But the kids end up fine afterwards, right? I don't know. He just like scares them all night, then they're
Doesn't he
fine.
drag them off somewhere?
I think
Lord.
so.
Drag them off? Does he eat them?
He definitely gives them coal. I think you get coal no matter what.
Yeah, yeah, and
It's-
that's,
Krampus belongs in Halloween, not at Christmas.
yeah, I can see that. I can see that, Krampus. But like, I also get why they're like, it's the holidays. The kids are acting up. The parents need a break. We gotta give them something to scare them into being good. And just like any entity, if you put enough energy and thoughts and belief into it, it's gonna turn into something real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a believer in like spirits and everything, just being like the amount of people that believe in this thing could actually create a very negative power that could do something. I don't think things exist until people make it exist.
Exactly. I think what do people call it? What an egregore? I think, where if you an egregore or an egregore, where it's
Ooh.
like if you put enough like emotions or thought into it, it becomes like it's a new entity.
Yeah.
And it can be anything. Even like famous people. Like if you believe in them enough, they like can turn into this what seems like this new magical entity, this idol of sorts. That's why they say don't, don't find idols. Don't get into idols. Don't worship idols. If there was one spooky entity that you actually believe in and wish other people didn't because it made it powerful, what spooky entity would that be?
Does the devil count?
Interesting.
Be
I
honest. Well, is he a spooky entity or is he a religious entity?
Hmm.
It depends on what you believe in. If you believe that the Bible is just a story, then you could think that the devil's just a spooky entity in that book.
But the devil exists in pretty much every religion. He just has a different name. It's kind of like God has a different name in every religion.
Hmm.
Okay, I know you had mentioned before, not on the podcast, but that you've heard like your name being called.
That did happen once. After leaving that terrible man of an ex, I was sleeping in my room and I heard clear as day what sounded like my mom, like shouting my name, like Kay, like she was like right next, but it was like repeated because I was in a deep sleep, and it woke me up to where like I jolted out of bed and it was just like yes, yes. I'm looking around and it's like dark, and I like get up and I go and like I knock on her door and I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, what do you mean? Didn't you call me? She said, no. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm going back to bed. Don't know what that was about. I know you're not supposed to answer. If you hear someone who is not supposed to be there call your name. I didn't know. I was in deep sleep, so I feel like that doesn't count. Like if I was in my right mind, I'd be like, oh well, yeah, I'm not gonna respond because obviously these people aren't supposed to be here. But I was in a deep sleep, so whatever was trying to get me, I hope you weren't trying to be like, oh, got her, now I'm haunting her because like I that doesn't count. Like I need a redo, but I guess it didn't because I hadn't had that issue since.
I mean, to that being asleep, I had one night where I was like, I went to bed, and I'm like notorious for just going to bed with my TV on, like, and I was still living with my parents at the time, and I went to sleep, or at least where I thought was asleep, and I could have swore I woke up again, but like, I was not awake once again. I have these a lot, but I wasn't paralyzed. And I saw like this dark figure, like it looked like smoke of a man standing in front of my TV. And it was like trying to talk to me. And I could hear it like in my dream state, what it was saying. And it was asking me what my name was. And I was like, hi, what's your name? And like I wanted to talk to him. But like it was like muffled. And he was still trying to like do these gestures, like come here. And I'm like, okay. So I get out of bed and I walk around to the TV and I'm still trying to hear him. And I was like, I can't hear you. My dad came upstairs because he heard me talking and he turned on the light and he said, are you sleepwalking? And I was so confused. I like turned to him and I was like, I was talking to, and I looked back and the little like smoke guy was gone. Like I didn't know where it went to. And I was like, I was talking to him, but never mind. And my dad's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go back to bed.
No.
And he's like, okay, what did you see? And I was like, there was a guy there and I was talking to him, but I couldn't hear him. And he's like, okay, we'll talk about this later. And so he turned the light back off and I left the TV on and I went back to sleep. Haven't seen that entity or whatever it was in like since. So I don't know what it was. But
Did you guys talk about it later?
my dad talked about it with me, and he said that like when I was born, I had something called a veil over my eyes, which I looked up, and it's like babies born with the amniotic sac still attached to their face, and they have to remove it. Um, to like religious people, that means that you can see ghosts later on in life, and so my dad believes that I saw a ghost and I was talking to him or something else. We don't know, but he did find it strange. And I do sleepwalk. a lot. So,
A
like,
lot.
oh yeah, if I'm super stressed out, I will sleepwalk. And I've done it with my husband. Like, when we first met, and moved in together and everything, I was just laying in bed and I don't even remember getting up, but I knew that I had to go do something. So I got up and I went to the end of the bed, and he said he woke up in the middle of the night and I was just standing there and I scared the holy crap out of him. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Come lay back down. Would you like to lay down instead of standing at the end of the bed staring at the bed like a creep?"
Right? Break up immediately. No.
I've done it like three other times where I just get up and walk, and I like we're like concerned it's going to become like more dangerous because sleepwalkers, they could just go anywhere, turn off
Yeah.
alarm systems and all of
Go
that.
outside.
Yeah.
God. Oh gosh.
I think noises will wake me up, but like I am generally talking to somebody or acting out something in the dark while I'm sleepwalking.
Interestingly enough, I was born with my umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. Had to get a C-section. They had to save me. Almost took me and my mom out. Um, I don't know if that means anything spiritually, but I did sleepwalk once as a child. I was like maybe 9, and we had just moved to Illinois, and apparently I get out of my bed, walk into my parents' room while they're still awake. They're like, it's night, but they're like watching TV in the dark. They're like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And I sit on the edge of their bed and look at them, mouth agape like this.
The Grudge.
They're horrified, and they're like, "Hey, should you go back to your back to bed? Should you go back?" Mouth still open. I get up, still facing them. I turn and I walk out the door, and then I go and lay back down. They follow me, and then they're just like, "What the heck?" And then the next morning, they're like, "Why'd you come into our room?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "You came in there, mouth wide open, like eyes open, sitting on their bed, cross-legged, like someone about to read them a bedtime story, but just staring." And then for them to be like, "Go back to bed," and me being like, not saying anything. I don't say anything, just still mouth open. I just get up and leave. That's weird. I don't think that's happened since. No one's ever told me that I've slept walked before. But yeah. Hopefully it
Like,
doesn't happen again.
I can say it's been probably like 4 months since I sleepwalked. The last time I caught myself sleepwalking, I was pacing next to the bed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. The only like sleep problems, like I've had sleep paralysis like since I was a kid. And I have really vivid dreams sometimes. Like it feels like I have was living in another life. The other night I had a dream that someone broke into our apartment, and they they were trying to check to see if I was awake because I was in bed, and I felt the bed dip. Like the bed actually dipped, and that's what woke me up. And I woke up and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like where is this person? But the feeling of the dip, or like even like if I'm kidnapped a lot in my dreams, so
Oh,
so like being kidnapped or being pregnant and kidnapped, so it's like you can't run away. So it's like that might be another reason why I don't want to get pregnant, because I just feel like it'll put me in too much of a vulnerable state. I can't run too fast. It's just
I
crazy.
think if you're pregnant, you could book it. I was gonna say, so to the filling the thing on the bed, on like a lot of times I'll go to bed and I'll think that my cat just like jumps up on the bed, and I will feel like the pressure of her paws or like movement, and then like pressure of something laying against me or like touching me. And I'll look in the dark and like sometimes grab my cell phone and turn on the light. There's nothing
Nothing
there.
there.
Like that happens quite a bit for me. Like it is terrifying, and I'm awake when this happens. It's not in a dream at all. So like do you guys have that experience, or is it just like a me thing?
I think that happened once. for me where I thought my cat was there, and then I see my cat trying to come in, and I'm like, well, if you're outside of my room, well, who the heck is this? And there's nothing there. But I think that's only happened once. And with that being said, just get some cats. Get another cat.
Oh my God. My cat is the worst with like, she will literally see something and I'll be like, what are you staring at? And like the other day I was sitting on the couch and she was looking at me. She's got her little tail wagging and I'm like, yeah, we're having a good time. We're chilling. I'm going to pet you. I'm going to boop you on the nose. And she looks above me and then she's staring. And I was like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, looking behind me. And I'm like, what's back there? And then she'll watch it like go side and then like come back and I'm like, what is moving behind me? And I'm like, oh, it's my husband. And there's nothing. And I'm like, please tell me it's a bug. Like that you're watching. Like, I don't want to know what's back there, but I do want to know what's back there at the same time.
Especially when they're looking up into like the corner of a ceiling.
Oh my
because
God.
that's where if there was something, an entity, they're in the corner. Like Hereditary, they're just up there. Like Spider-Man is watching you. Please don't, actually.
Cats and dogs are notorious for doing that, actually, because like even like my dog when he was a lot younger, like they both would just like her as well. Like I'll be sitting there alone, like husband is at work or just out somewhere, and I'm home alone, and I have like all the lights off, and they'll just like do that thing where they're laying down, they're peaceful, and then they'll just snap up and they'll stare at a spot, and I'm like, what do you hear? What's there? And I'm like, you know what? I'm in an apartment. Maybe it's the neighbor making a noise. Like, hopefully that's what it is. I don't hear the neighbor, but, you know, they have supersonic hearing. So like, I'm hoping that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the rabbit equivalent is like sometimes they will just thump randomly. So rabbits will thump if like they're scared or if they are trying to alert you that there's danger nearby. So sometimes my rabbits will just all of a sudden, we're all chilling. We're just chilling. And then thump, thump. Like, why are you thumping? Or they'll just take off running and they go hide somewhere. I'm like, what did you hear? But they're supposed to have good hearing too. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's something down the street because I heard nothing.
Take me with you.
Could you imagine the rabbit thumping in the middle of the night? Like it's 3 a.m.
And it happens.
Ew.
I'd be terrified. Oh my God.
It's one thing, like cats will just stare, but like if they started like thumping, oh my gosh, ew.
Because they're just doing that. Back off. Like, but like, what are you telling to back off? Should we leave? Should I pick you up? Should we go?
We go. Yeah. You know, especially when they say cats, they're like super spiritual and they can like really see that type of stuff. Like, hey, you just let me know. Because when that entity happened at my apartment with my terrible ex, my cats ran. I didn't see them. Normally they were with me at first, and then like looking back, the 2 cats who are super clingy to me, I didn't see. Like I don't remember seeing them in the apartment. They were in the living room. They weren't in my office. They were like hiding alongside with me. So they just abandoned me. I don't know. I don't know. They said, girl, do you feel that? No? Well, we do. So we gotta go. And that's fair, but I wish they would have let me know. You know?
Right.
Like, hey girl, there's something in here.
To our viewers, or not viewers, listeners, what do you think? Like, have you had any of these spooky experiences? Things stepping on your bed, things going bump in the night, just what are your experiences? Also, let us know about your childhood trick-or-treating. Did you get a chance to go trick-or-treating, or were your parents just like, nah, turn off the lights, here's some candy? Let us know.
Well, that being said, thank you guys for joining us for another Black Girl Side Quest. We again are your hosts, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.